This is always your part.
I know, but it's your part.
I know, but you do it.
All right, 8 o'clock on this Tuesday, August 5th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Abby Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack, and welcome to ARC Rochester. We have 2 hours jam-packed, packed to the gills, 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag. So let's get to what's brewing this morning.
So coming up later this hour, we're talking safety. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office will be here to talk about how we can enjoy the nice weather as summer heads into its final days.
It's sad. Then at 9:20, Veg Fest right around the corner. We're going to talk to the vegan butcher about how they're taking part.
And then at 9:50, Veg Fest continues. We're going to talk to B Plus Healthy Market, a local organization that sends plant-based dishes directly to your home.
It's like the perfect morning for Dan Schrack.
I know. We never have this many
I
veggie
know,
segments.
and there's more to come, my friends. But before all of that, let's talk about that forecast. Hazy out there at this hour. And Marty, we were talking during the break. You said you can actually smell some of that smoke out there right now.
Yeah, it's changed. I don't know if it's something just in his neighborhood here or what, but I could smell it coming in through the AC just a few moments ago. So it's really changed compared to earlier. And even over the last couple days, every once in a while, you can kind of catch that odor in the air of just that wildfire type smell. But we're starting off with temperatures mainly in the 50s and 60s. You can see that haze out there in the atmosphere. And I think that'll stay the case throughout the day today. We still have that air quality alert in effect today. We're seeing temperatures rise up through the 60s at this point, into the 80s by noon, and probably somewhere in the mid-80s for highs today, which is close to, if not just a little bit above average for this time of year. And then we continue to add to some of these numbers as we head through the longer term. Down to 62 tonight, but up to about 83 tomorrow. And then numbers really start to move into Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. We rise a little higher into the 80s by Thursday and Friday, and probably running close to 90 as we head towards Saturday and Sunday, and then we pull back a little bit with a chance of rain on Monday. But overall, yeah, warming up by quite a bit over these upcoming days, and probably a little closer to 90 by the time we hit the upcoming weekend.
You know, you can just tell that everybody's in a better mood with all the sunshine. It's like the difference between everybody this time of year compared to like February, March. It's so drastic, right?
Very true. Yeah, it's just nice to get outside, get a few things done outside. I've mentioned before, I've been having a hard time getting stuff done inside because I just want to be outside over these last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Abby, you're a totally different person during winter.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it?
All right, Marty, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, let's go off the top and start with some of the stories that have piqued our interest. And I'm going to kick things off this morning for my Off the Top today. This is a story that's creating headlines around the world, and for good reason. A zoo in Denmark is asking the public to donate their unwanted pets, not for adoption, but for feeding time. Aalborg Zoo in the northern part of the country says animals like chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs are an important part of the diet for their predators, especially the European wildcat, which they say needs whole prey to mimic its natural behavior. In a post on Facebook, take a look. The zoo wrote, "If you have an animal that needs to be euthanized for various reasons, you are welcome to donate it to us. The animals are gently euthanized by trained staff and then used as food." They go on to say, this ensures nothing goes to waste and supports the health and well-being of their carnivores. And it doesn't stop at chickens or bunnies either. They're also accepting horses, provided they are healthy and properly documented. Now, the zoo has shut down the comments on this Facebook post after it drew international backlash. Some people are calling the move grotesque. Others say it's just the food chain at work. And to be fair, yes, in the wild, a wildcat catching a chicken, that's the natural order. That's life and death. But this feels a little bit different. Let's zoom out for 1 second. Zoos have long marketed themselves as places for education and conservation, but a lot of people, myself included, have a complicated feeling about them. Animals in captivity aren't really living in the wild. They're living in a display case. And if a facility has to crowdsource meat from the public to keep operating, maybe it shouldn't be operating. And look, I'm not an activist. I'm not chaining myself to gates or throwing red paint on your coat. That said, I couldn't kill an animal, and I don't want to imagine somebody handing over their guinea pig named Peanut just because they're over it. Here you go, I'm done loving this one. If we start letting people donate pets like they're leftovers, what's next? I'm tired of my husband. Please feed him to the lynx. My toddler threw an iPad at me. Can the wildcat take them off of my hands? If you want to talk about nature, great, but let's not confuse Mother Nature with human convenience.
Wow, I can't believe that is wild.
It is. It's totally bizarre.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like this before.
And where is this?
This is in Denmark.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, I can't imagine we would ever see anything like that here in the United States.
I would certainly hope not.
You know, I feel like the animal activist community would not stand for any of that around these parts. But yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting point. You know, I can't imagine.
Well, and
they're innocent. You know what I mean?
I question, how do you gently euthanize something?
Well, I mean,
you can't pump chemicals into it and then feed it to an animal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer.
I'm calling them out because I think it's garbage. And why turn the comments off if what you think you're doing is so right?
I wonder how many animal donations they've had already. You know what I mean? For them to put a call out on Facebook or social media or wherever they put it, I wonder if, you know, they're really, really struggling. In that case, why don't they just ask for donations? Why don't they, you know...
Close up shop.
Or that. All right.
I'm sorry, just putting my foot down there. Don't like it. Don't like it.
You don't
One
like
bit.
zoos?
Huh?
Not a fan.
Not a fan of zoos.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll switch gears to my story now, just in time for the Halloween season. You can spend a night reliving one of the most iconic scary movies of all time. The 1982 movie that made everyone scared of their living rooms. We're talking Poltergeist. This movie freaked me out as a little kid. Should I have been watching it as a kid? Probably not. But as an adult, I really can appreciate the concept of it all. A haunted house with ghosts communicating through the television set. It's genius. It's two of my favorite things. So if you're unfamiliar, it all started out kind of quirky and harmless for a family who lives in a newly developed home in Cuesta Verde, California. But then the small haunted happenings like food flying off the table and furniture moving on its own quickly turns threatening and dangerous. When one of the kids is sucked into a portal, other children are nearly kidnapped by spirits, and their mother stumbles into a flooded swimming pool only to find corpses, coffins, and skeletons floating in there with her. It turns out the home was built on abandoned burial grounds, and the builders simply moved the headstones, not the bodies. Don't you hate those darn development companies? Anyway, this woman, Rachel Powers, is telling TMZ she spent about $165,000 to renovate the interior of the original Poltergeist house, restoring it to its original glory. The rooms in the house are nearly identical to the Steven Spielberg film. We're talking furniture, paint, flooring, even that TV set and the infamous swimming pool. She bought the home for the low price of $1.28 million, going $100,000 over the asking price. So she lives there a good portion of the time, but she's renting it out to Airbnb guests now. The property, which you're seeing right there, is gorgeous. It's right at the foot of rolling hills, beautiful sunsets, picturesque views, and according to the website, spooky charm, comfort, and cinematic nostalgia. You can enjoy their spa, a fire pit, and even book a custom experience with static lit portraits, movie screenings, and tours of the property. It can host 8 guests, at least those who are living, with 4 beds, 2.5 baths. Also, pets are allowed, which is a plus. But when it comes to the rules of the house, this is very important. So listen up. Absolutely no ghost hunting, seances, Ouija boards, rituals, or spirit summonings on the property. It says a cleansing fee will be applied if they find out that you did any such activity. They take that very seriously. So, how much is it going to cost you? For a 2-night stay for 2 people, you're looking at a price tag of just over $3,000. Would you do it?
Last place you'll ever stay.
Or you wouldn't do it?
Well, no, I'm just saying because you're going to die while you're there.
You're not going to die. It's not actually haunted, Daniel.
How do you know?
Because it's a fake movie. It's not real. It's not like you know, anybody.
Also, what was the video we were watching during that? Is that a remake?
What was the video that we were watching? I was too busy.
Oh, they must have had a remake, because that's not the original.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the remake. Okay, yeah, it's a remake, which came out a couple years ago.
Sure, I would stay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful house.
Not swimming in that pool.
You would?
Those spirits are going to pull you underwater. You're going to drown. You're going to drown. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night, and one of your kids is going to be there with their hand on the television looking at the static, and then get sucked into the TV.
They're here.
Yeah. Don't go into the light, Carol Ann. that entire movie, it's terrifying.
You know, I forgot just how scary it was until I started doing some research for this, and I'm like, ooh, I remember that this was really, really bothersome.
I don't like static on my television because of that.
Yeah. I don't
What's
get
on the other
static
side of that?
When do you get static on your television?
When there's static.
Okay.
What's on the other side of that static? All I'm
I guess
saying.
we'll never know.
We already know. Poltergeist. On the others. Polterguy, I think, the plural.
Is it?
I don't know. Coming up, Chris Lopez is enjoying the sun with Wickham Farms sunflower fields. We're going to see what he's been up to after the break.
And don't forget, watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13WAM YouTube channel. Arc Rochester is back after this.
This summer, Wickham Farms has been treating families to tons of fun with their many attractions.
Yeah, earlier today, Chris Lopez was out in the sunflower beds previewing their Sunflower Spectacular. Now he's taking a look at what else they have to offer. We go live to him in Penfield this morning. When we checked in with him last time, he said, I'm going to do some eating. The next time you see me, looks like Chris is about to dig in. What else is new?
Like you said, wouldn't be a live shot. Wouldn't be a live shot with me and Terry out here in the field without filming what goods they have behind the bar, in the kitchen, you know, anywhere really there's food. I'm in the mood for it. And they have some hand-popped kettle corn here at Wickham Farms. We're here in the gift store. They also do their own fudge here as well. You got mint chocolate, you have chocolate walnut, you have chocolate cookies and cream, you have maple walnut as well. We will not be taste testing these for now, maybe in the fall, who knows. But they have a ton of stuff here, anything from like pickled vegetables to swag that they have here at Wickham Farms, things for kids. And we've been showing you guys throughout the morning, sunflower garden. We showed you guys things that kids can do, including a zip line, a tractor pull. Now we're getting into the donuts. I'm here with Dale Wickham, owner here at Wickham Farm. You guys make a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, we try and make as much as we can of our signature treats, you know, fresh in-house. So we've got our fresh donuts rolling off earlier. I saw you had a bag of kettle corn earlier, looking at the fudge. Lots of good stuff, and tastes good with the seasons too.
All right, these are these fry cakes or are these donuts? Because there's a distinguishing feature between the two.
These are fried cakes, yep.
Okay. All right, so these are going to be heavier. They're going to be a lot more dense whenever you're eating. In my experience, and there's a lot of experience when it comes to eating fry cakes. What kind is this one?
These are old-fashioned fry cakes.
Okay, so we just got the cinnamon sugar on top of it.
Yep.
Coming out here. Are these one of your guys' big hitters here? Heavy sellers in terms of what you guys are selling on your menu?
Oh yeah, donuts is always a favorite from the crowds. We make all of our donuts hot and fresh, so you know we try and serve every single donut to a guest hot if you want them hot, and that you just can't replicate. It's really, really good.
Okay, so I definitely have to try one here.
Yeah.
I gotta let you dip one of these just to show people how much cinnamon and sugar you actually put on them.
For sure.
So while I'm eating it,
For sure, and normally I'd be wearing gloves here, but I'm just gonna show you just for the camera here. My can't
TV magic.
TV magic. We're gonna douse this in some cinnamon sugar. Nice and warm still too, right?
normally I don't take a second bite on live shots, but
Yeah.
that is golden. The crunch on that one, it's not as dense as I thought.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more crunchiness to it, which I absolutely enjoy. Now from the donuts to, what do you have behind you? You have a donut and something else.
Yes, this is our shake-up. This is our summer shake-up right now.
Okay, I remember this with the fall version.
Yes, you probably had it with apple cider as the slushy. So this is strawberry slushy, vanilla ice cream, strawberry slushy, and then you've got another fresh donut on top. It's great. We get a big long spoon in there, and you mix it up. It's refreshing. It's filling.
Whose idea was this?
That's a good question. I may have
Bill's?
been inspired with the concept, and then we actually had a couple people on our own team that actually created the specific recipes for them. So it's kind of, I'd say it's a team effort. Give it a shot there.
Where to start? Nothing like 100 grams of sugar to start your morning off. Coming up next, we're going to be inside those flower beds again, showing you guys the different varieties of sunflowers in case you missed it. The herb garden as well, and what they got going on here at Wickham Farms. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio.
What's
I can't
inside
finish
that
this, I'm gonna be
drink?
honest.
Yeah, wait, run it back for us
No way.
again.
What's in the drink?
Sugar. There's sugar and there's syrup and there's strawberries. There's a donut on top. You got a straw that's in there as well.
You know what's missing? Tequila.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ice cream.
Oh,
Put a,
ice cream
yeah,
too?
put a couple
You can
of
throw
shots of
tequila if you
in
want.
there. Yep.
They have a sip and a pick too. I mean, if you want to add your own Don Julio, Repsado, whatever you want to do and spice this bad boy up, you can do it.
Chris gave us
Done
permission.
and done.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lopez.
All right, Lopez. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, coming up, meteorologist Mark McLean will be here with this morning's weather trivia.
We're back on the other side of the break.
Okay. All right. We'll unpack that during the break. Mark is here now giving us a look at the temperatures today.
Yeah.
Along with weather trivia.
Yeah, weather trivia. So we've had lots of stuff floating around in the atmosphere, right? Wildfire smoke, particle matter. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Now, back in the early 70s, the Clean Air Act came out, and five different things were classified as pollutants in the atmosphere. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that today for the weather trivia. And here's the question for today. Which of the following four down below, in addition to particle pollution, could make you sick, even in small concentration? Is it nitrogen, carbon dioxide, neon, or ozone?
Ooh.
Wait, in
Okay.
addition to particle pollutions, the EPA also measures this gas at ground level as it can make humans sick, even in small concentration. Okay, I think I know.
All different gases up there. Takes you back to a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of meteorology. You got there in earth science, right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I'll be fully honest here. I did horrible in earth science.
Yeah.
I think that's why I struggle so much with these stinking weather trivia questions.
Well, you're one for one this week. You're going to be...
My first thought is ozone is not a gas.
Or is it?
It's not. There's no OZ on the periodic table.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How
And if there is, it's not a gas because it's an ozone. It's the ozone layer. It's not a layer of ozone.
Okay.
Zip it. Zip it, Chippy. No hints from this guy.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have another special guest on the show today.
We do?
This one might be near and dear to somebody on the set, right here. Check it out. No, that's not it. That's it, right there. We'll go back to the other one.
Hey, Tropical Storm Dexter.
Dexter's out there. Oh,
Still?
that big
That
white
felt like a
blob
while
out
ago.
there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
He is a big blob.
Couldn't look any different than the real Dexter, right? But yeah, I just threw that in there because we've got some time today. 345 miles north of Bermuda. That one is moving away from the U.S. Northeast at 12. But yeah, you look at that system, and we're slowly but surely moving through the hurricane season into the month of August. By the way, August is like the Sunday of summer, isn't it?
It is.
I'm not trying to bring the mood down here.
No, but here we are on what, the 5th?
Yep.
And it feels like slowly
Like Sunday
but
morning.
surely.
It's like Sunday morning.
See,
Okay, it's late Saturday night.
Okay,
is
late
what
Saturday
it is.
night?
It's
All
late
right.
Saturday night.
It doesn't
Yeah.
bug me, honestly.
No?
No,
I
it
like
bugs me.
end of summer, beginning of fall, mid-fall, late fall, early winter. I like it all
makes me
except
sad.
February, March.
Yeah, those are tough months.
And
Yeah,
it-
March is the one that gets to me. Yeah, always. But yeah, this one is trekking away. There goes Dexter. Bye, Dexter.
Bye, Dex.
Out into the middle of the Atlantic. May make it all the way over to Europe, or whatever's left of it. Just some rain and some thunder out there right now. But 62, the AQI is at 105. You can actually smell it this morning. And it's because that air temperature is so close to the dew point. We're so close to saturation out there that you can actually smell. It almost smells like a campfire this morning outside. Satellite radar has, does this look familiar from yesterday? Huge high pressure just to our northeast, and really just not a lot of change in the overall weather pattern here for the next couple of days. So we'll enjoy this nice summer air. We could use some rain, that's for sure. We're getting a little bit dry. We'll talk more about that at 9 o'clock coming up on ARC Rochester. But there is a small chance there into Wednesday that we could get a pop-up shower. I just don't see that on an area-wide basis. But temps in the mid-80s today. The old pool cast is looking good tonight. A very similar story tonight, back to the low 60s. A seasonably mild night, and the 7-day forecast will have temperatures moving up slowly. By the weekend, we could see temps near 90 degrees, so upper 80s to near 90. Maybe by early next week, a little bit better chance of a shower or thunder shower.
I have a
Love
question.
Yeah.
it.
How does the haze from the Canadian wildfires impact the UV index?
It does. So today's UV index is actually down to 5.
Wow.
I was looking at it. So it blocks out some of the shortwave energy from the sun. So, also for our weather forecast, I was talking about this with meteorologist Scott Hetzko yesterday. Some of the temperature forecasts we had to adjust down a couple of degrees in the afternoon because, originally back on the weekend, late last week, it looked like we'd be in the mid to upper 80s for a lot of these days. But temperatures are coming in slightly short of that because of slightly less absorption. But the other part that works in the favor of warmer temperatures is so dry. So the ground heats up faster, there's less evaporation. So that also, there's a lot of little subtleties in weather forecasting. But those are two of them that we're watching.
You know what would help both of those things?
Yeah.
Rain.
Yes, we need rain.
We had some rain.
Lots of irrigation out there. The old 13 wham garden, the water bill next month. Oof.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Good thing we're not paying that
Yeah,
thing.
well, Kim's taking care of it.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's going to take care of that.
Yeah, petty cash.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marty.
Yeah.
All right, it's Mark. Don't go anywhere. Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this. They'll be. I might not be.
To Arc Rochester, I'm Abby Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We've got a lot to get to, but let's jump right into one of the stories in the country. And we are going behind the story this Tuesday.
Yeah, a political battle taking place in Texas, and it is reaching a boiling point. Democratic lawmakers have fled the state in an effort to stop Republicans from changing the state's congressional map.
Yeah, now, normally states redraw district boundaries once every 10 years after the census, but Texas is looking to change things up now, and it has Democratic leaders vowing to fight back. Here's CNN's Reed Binion.
Don't mess with Texas.
Democratic officials and lawmakers across the nation warning that Republicans' effort to aggressively redraw congressional districts in Texas will be met by comparable changes in blue states.
Don't mess with democracy. You can gerrymander the hell out of that map. Guess what? Two can play that game. That's right. Other states will do exactly the same thing and neutralize what you're trying to do in Texas.
The redistricting effort could deliver Republicans 5 more seats in the U.S. Congress ahead of the midterm elections, but Democrats are threatening to fight back in kind.
We're going to fight fire with fire, and we're going to do everything we can right now to stand up against this unconstitutional power grab.
Some Democratic governors are weighing options to retaliate with their own mid-decade redistricting efforts.
I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible.
Democratic New York Governor Kathy Hochul promising to fight.
This is a war. The gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
In California, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said if Texas Republicans move forward with redistricting, he would aim to put a new congressional map before California voters in a November special election. For their part, some Republicans argue the Texas redistricting effort is a response to Democratic partisan gerrymandering.
Quite frankly, California is more gerrymandered than the maps that we're talking about today in Texas. All the other Democrat states are doing it. The state of Texas should as well.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
So you heard from Governor Kathy Hochul there just a couple seconds ago, and some of those Texas lawmakers have actually fled to New York, along with Illinois and Massachusetts, ultimately preventing Republicans from voting on this new map.
Yeah, it prevents what's called a quorum because you have to have a certain number of House members while House is in session to actually vote on this. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, though, is now calling for the arrest of these lawmakers, asking those state troopers to go out, find these members of the House, and arrest them. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's so much finger pointing because if the shoe were on the other foot, somebody else would be crying foul. And same thing plays out in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of calling for the arrest, this is according to the Associated Press. Lawmakers who are physically outside of Texas are beyond the jurisdiction of state authorities. So the question is, would they even be able to be arrested?
Yeah. Some lawmakers spoke at a press conference. They voiced their frustration over this. Jasmine Crockett, we know, representative from the state of Texas, a very outspoken woman. Have a listen to what she had to say.
I am here to tell you that time is up for playing in our faces. The Democrats are not going to stand for this any longer. We know that we are standing for the people. And so long as we stand for the people, I absolutely believe the people are going to stand for us. Right. So I just want to be clear. Do whatever you can to support these heroes.
You just heard from Jasmine Crockett there. Now I want to go to the Texas Speaker of the House, who spoke to members of the press after announcing that he signed the arrest warrants for those lawmakers who were not at that meeting. Take a listen.
I am hopeful there'll be more members here tomorrow. But I am disappointed that while these members are here reporting for their duty under the Constitution, others are out of the state, in New York, in Chicago, in places they do not represent, obviously getting lots of attention at this time.
And as you heard earlier, you've got Gavin Newsom of California, Kathy Hochul of New York State, several gubernatorial leaders across the country now in Democratic states calling to redraw their own district lines. And what's interesting about this is this typically happens only once a decade after the U.S. Census is complete, so you can get an accurate count of how large of a representation each state needs.
Yeah, and maybe you remember, but in the 2020 cycle, an independent commission could not come to an agreement on a plan. I remember covering that pretty extensively as an early reporter. So 2 plans were presented to the legislature. In 2022, both of those were rejected. They could not come to an agreement at all.
Yeah, so New York's redistricting process is operated by an independent commission to avoid gerrymandering in the state.
Yeah, to redistrict early, Democrats would need affirmative votes for 2 consecutive years, which means the earliest New York can redistrict is 2027.
Which is long after the 2026 midterms coming up just next November. Now, it remains to be seen what Texas lawmakers will do today, whether some will return or whether you may see some stand up and face arrest.
Yeah. Of course, we'll monitor this story for you, bringing you the latest on air and online. Certainly an interesting situation happening there on the Hill, and New York State right at the front of it.
And really across the country now, because wherever these representatives are is where the story is going to follow.
Very true.
Hey, stick around after the break. Chris Lopez checking out Wickham Farms Sunflower Spectacular as they gear up for the fall season. We'll check in to see what they have coming up next.
Today's edition of Spatchcock Funk is sponsored by Wisconsin Cheese.
Happy summer, y'all, to you and our friends and our sponsors, Wisconsin Cheese. Yo, whenever
We're going to soak up the sun today and the sunflower fields at Wickham Farms.
The captivating golden blooms are part of the annual tradition called Sunflower Spectacular. I switched right from being a pop star.
I think your mic is dead.
Oh, my mic.
It might be dead.
It must have died.
That's a real shame. Chris Lopez live there this morning, checking out the fields, showing us everything families can enjoy at the Sunflower Spectacular. Chris, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Dan's mic being dead may be good for the show. Maybe. Who knows? I could still hear him. I'm just kidding, Dan. Love your voice. Love when you intro to the live shots. I could hear you, though, man. We are here with Debbie Wickham, owner here at Wickham Farms, the Sunflower Spectacular. And there is so much to show off just within here, these sunflower beds. There's roughly 20 different varieties here. I'm still amazed that you guys timed this out incredibly well, and so well that we're really early. As you can still see the sunflowers blooming, but there's still a ton that you can see here. Anyone who missed that first hit with you, how do you guys go about timing that?
So it really is a matter of math. What we do is we look at the sunflowers' days to maturity, and we're planting literally for 7 weeks, consecutive weeks. So we don't want to disappoint our guests. So every weekend we have something new in bloom, and they're all at various stages of bloom. But we just I think after 9 years we've got it about down.
And something you were teaching me before this live shot, and I want to show other people, is how do you where's the best place to cut a sunflower, but more importantly, what's the best time, or when's the best phase to cut a sunflower?
So I explained to our guests that when the flower is praying, when the leaves are out, that is the best time, because they're still going to open. Flowers that are spread open, they look beautiful in a bouquet, but they're not going to last as long. And what I do is I literally strip the leaves in the field, and I think about how tall my vessel is. And my rule of thumb, you can always take away, so I use from my hand to my arm, and boom, snip.
Just like that?
Just like that. And
okay.
I can always make it shorter if I need to, but I can't add to it.
And someone asking why you wouldn't want something that's full bloom, where the everything's wide open. Why would you not want that?
So let's just take a look at this one in particular. So this one has actually been pollinated by the bees. So this one recently had bees on it. But what happens is these leaves are very fragile and they start falling off. So they're just not going to have the vase life that I would want when I pick my sunflowers.
Okay, I love that. Great tips out here, and you guys teach people that if they're coming out here to pick and grab something like this bouquet over here that we made earlier in the morning. That's something you can do coming here. That's every day. That's not just a part of the Sunflower Spectacular.
That's absolutely right. So every day we have cutting for people available. And it's not only sunflowers, it's the mixed flowers that I think make the sunflowers stand out. You know, we have our herbs, our zinnias, our ageratum, our marigolds, dahlias, gladiolas, anything. anything that kind of makes that sunflower stand out is what we're doing here at Wickham Farms. And we have flower farmers that help teach people how to put their bouquets together. And honestly, people are really getting it over the years.
What's your favorite part about teaching people?
I think it's their smile. At the end, they're like, wow, I did this myself. And just passing on that knowledge. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner, and so are our guests.
I love that. And you're going to be here to teach people throughout it,
Oh yeah, this is my favorite time of year. This is my happy place.
Guys, come out to the Sunflower Spectacular. Go see Deb. She's a fantastic teacher, by the way. Showing me a lot of stuff off these live shots that I'm going to take back home. Hopefully my girlfriend is impressed with some of the knowledge I picked up. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. 10 o'clock to 7 p.m. this Thursday. Check this place out. Weather's going to be beautiful, I believe. I don't know. I'll leave that up to Marty.
They are gorgeous, gorgeous flowers.
Absolutely. It looks like it's going to be a fun time, too. All right, well, we have a gorgeous stretch of weather headed our way, but you're going to want to stay safe while you're out enjoying it. We'll talk to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office about how to do just that.
We're back on the other side of the break.
Today's edition of Spatchcock Funk is sponsored by Wisconsin Cheese.
Happy summer, y'all, to you and our friends and our sponsors, Wisconsin Cheese. Yo, whenever you're shopping, you want some good cheese, Wisconsin is where it's at, y'all. You need a license for it. And on every product, you're gonna see they have the Proudly Wisconsin badge. And this is when you know you're getting it done right. Now, in the summer, a flatbread in any restaurant, in any backyard is a beautiful way to kick things off. It's classy. People use focaccia, people use pita, people use naan. We're using naan today, and that's none of your business. What we wanna do first is create a cool basting oil. We got a cup of olive oil. We're gonna put in about a quarter cup of fresh cut chives from my garden. We're gonna put a chopped up garlic scape in there. We're gonna put in about 4 cloves of garlic. Then we've got 2 green onions, chopped up, scallions if you're feeling frisky. A quarter cup of fresh oregano. A little less than a quarter cup of chopped parsley. Then we've got about a half teaspoon of salt and about the same of black pepper, because we like the pepper to bring stuff out. We're also gonna put a couple shakes of hot sauce in here. This will not make it spicy. What it'll do, bring out all the other flavors and make things really great. So we're gonna take this and stir it up, and all it's gotta do is sit for like 24 hours and it's good to go. But this can go a couple days, get you through the week, and it's great on everything. So we're gonna seal it up and set that aside. If you want to make a world-class flatbread, you need world-class ingredients. And that's what we're doing today, y'all. The Wisconsin cheese, yo, they win more awards than any state or country on earth. So to pair it with that, we're bringing a protein that just does not quit, y'all. This is Wagyu beef right here. Wagyu, believe it? It's legit. So the charcoal's heating up. This thing has been resting for around a half hour, a little bit longer, and we salted it pretty heavily so we can get the juices ready and it's gonna be at a good temperature to grill. Meanwhile, that garlic scape, I'm gonna take this, and I learned this trick from a Wisconsin family. I'm gonna take the scape and I'll put a couple of slices on it, right? And then when we throw it on the grill, we're gonna throw this on top, and some of the juices are just gonna fall right into the meat, and that's just awesome. Plus it looks super cool. Squirt it up a little bit, and then we're gonna throw it on the grill just like that. I'm gonna grill it for maybe 2.5, maybe 3 minutes aside, probably 2.5 to get it medium rare to rare. And then when it's resting, we're gonna build our pizza up. The Wagyu is resting. Yo, but we aren't sleeping on you. Neither are the awesome cheesemongers and cheesemakers in Wisconsin. In fact, Wisconsin and Switzerland are the only places in the world where you can become a master cheesemaker. That's what's up. We've got our naan bread on here, and we've got our basting oil that we made the day before, and we're gonna just generously coat the entire bread with it, up until a little bit so we still got some room to have a little crust for your fingers. Got that Belgioso fresh mozzarella, sliced pretty thin. So I'm gonna put a couple of those across here. On top of that, actually, to bring out more acidity and awesomeness for the steak and for these great cheeses, I also sliced up a bunch of husky cherry tomatoes. Great flavor. We're gonna take a couple of those and get some red onto this pizza. Now, more fantastic cheese. Wisconsin is the only state you need a license to make cheese, and you can tell why. It is awesome. The Sartori Sarvecchio Parmesan cheese we freshly grated, it is fin. That's what's up.
10 to 9 this Tuesday. Summer is winding down, but there's still plenty of time to enjoy the warm weather. It's important, though, to stay safe while doing it.
For this week's Crime Stoppers, we're joined by Monroe County Sheriff's investigator James Coco and Lieutenant John Watson with some tips on how to do just that. Thank you both so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks.
So it's August. We've already had a busy summer so far. Looking ahead to the final few weeks, what would you say is the most important thing that people need to know when it comes to staying safe?
I would say just being aware of your surroundings. That's the biggest thing. Don't make yourself a victim. Let's always be looking around, for suspicious people. Just really being aware.
And there's so many outdoor activities, so many carnivals and concerts and festivals, large gatherings that people go to. When we're at these events, are there certain things to keep in mind when we're out there?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is just, locking up your belongings, not leaving your wallet sitting on the front seat or your purse sitting on the front seat when you're going into these events. Having a cell phone present, letting people know where you're going just in case something does happen, but just make yourself to be a hard target. We understand that there's going to be victims out there, but just don't make yourself an easy victim for some people.
We hear often, I would say, that people are nervous to go to some of these festivals, carnivals, and big events because of events that have happened around the nation. What would you say to those individuals?
I'd say don't be scared. Live your life. Don't let people who would do bad things affect your life. Go on with it. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the sheriff's office, too, has been very present at a lot of these events and stuff. Obviously, you've seen some of these fights going on at carnivals. A lot of these, events are beefing up their own private security. But, we're there in a more proactive manner as well, where we're just walking around and kind of seeing getting the lay of the land and seeing what's going on with everybody.
Is it similar to when you go out with kids to an event, you say, this is the meetup spot. If something happens, if we lose track of one another, this is where you go. This is where I'll come looking. When you're out at these kind of events, do you want to talk to your partner and say, hey, exit strategy X, Y, and Z?
Sure. I think the car is always a great meeting place.
Yeah.
Hey, if we get separated, first find the nearest adult, find an employee, find a police officer, find somebody. And sometimes staying put's better than walking around. You got two people walking around, never gonna find each other. Then just one person remains where they are. We have radios. Hey, we're looking for a kid. Clothing description happens all the time, and usually we're found pretty quick.
That's good. Okay. And, also when it comes to other summertime things, I'm thinking pool safety, right? Keeping the kids safe, keeping everybody safe. Not everybody knows how to swim. Good to keep a watchful eye out, right?
Always.
As far as car break-ins, because we know there seems to be ebbs and flows in that trend. We sometimes hear people say, if they want to rummage through the glove box, that's fine. I just don't want to have to replace any of the windows, so they leave the doors unlocked. Is it always wise just always lock the vehicle?
Yeah, I would say always lock the vehicle. There's trends lately where people have been, stealing cars and finding different methods of doing that. It's not just the Kias and the Hyundais anymore, but we're seeing a bunch of other kind of different vehicles get taken. But at the same time, if you're not leaving your purse out or you're not leaving things visible in your car, 99% of the time, somebody is just going to walk by and not break into your car.
So don't give a reason for that.
Do not give a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you both so much for your time today. We certainly appreciate it. And as always, if you see anything, it's important to call police. And you can always give any information to the Crime Stoppers hotline as well, 423-9300.
Hey, there's much more ahead here on ARC Rochester. We're coming back on the other side of the break.
ahead to the next hour of ARC Rochester. We're getting a reporter recap. Natalie Calzoltoni will join us after Rochester police released body-worn camera footage of a fatal shooting involving one of their officers. Two of their officers, rather. She breaks down some of that footage.
Plus, we'll look ahead to Veg Fest happening later this month. We're talking with two organizations that are taking part to learn more about their business.
And a Rochester sports team up for sale, the potential buyer being announced in just about an hour.
That's all on the way at 9 o'clock right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this. This Tuesday morning, August 5th. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Abby Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Meteorologist Mark McLean right here. We're checking in with him. We are talking about those hazy and kind of smoky conditions outdoors.
Yeah.
And that's really the basis of the weather trivia question for the day.
Yeah, it was, that was yesterday. We were talking about the particle pollution in the atmosphere. And today we're picking up on one of the other gases that can really make you sick. I mean, even in small concentrations, and we're talking parts per billion over a short period of time, and this one can make you feel ill. In addition to particle pollution, the EPA also measures this gas at ground level, as it can make humans sick, even in small concentrations. And, usually Dan gets out of the seat and goes up and looks.
What is that picture of?
Okay, so that would have gave the answer away completely in the...
does it?
I was waiting. Maybe his context clues would have picked it up.
Oh, it's Abby who struggles with the context clues.
It's really not, but okay.
We've got some answers up here. Janet says D. Vaughn says A. Julie and Eva all say A as well.
Well, the picture, it looked like... That it looks like a Dr. Seuss cover.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Yeah,
Something from the Lorax.
Yeah.
So we got a thumbs up.
And
the top of that picture on the side.
Okay.
And we've got a thumbs down in the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of these gases would give you a thumbs up in the upper atmosphere and a thumbs down in the lower atmosphere?
Wait. Why do we care where in the atmosphere it is?
We'll talk about it as soon as we figure out what the answer is.
Why?
You've got a 25% chance here. Keep the streak alive.
What are you going with, Abigail?
I don't know.
One answer is a complete throwaway, right?
Yeah. Ozone. Trash. So is neon. Sorry. Neon's out too.
What's neon good for?
Signs.
Okay.
At a tattoo shop.
Open for business.
Nitrogen or carbon dioxide? I'm going to have to go with carbon dioxide, I guess. No.
I'll go with nitrogen.
Seriously?
I love it.
Ozone is a gas.
Okay, so it's O3. O3. Okay, so O2 floating around in here.
The periodic table, it's O3?
O3.
So was I right, though? There's no OZ on the periodic table?
I'm not sure about that. There may Oz. I don't know. I'd have to take a look. But so down here at the ground, not great. Okay, you don't want to breathe this stuff in. Photochemical smog. You know, when it gets into the 90s, ground level ozone can form, breaking. You know, the sun breaks down some of the emissions from cars, that kind of thing, down here at the surface. But in the upper atmosphere, it intercepts harmful forms of shortwave radiation from the sun, things that would cause skin cancer, cataracts, that kind of thing. So we need ozone in the stratosphere to protect us down here at the surface. Okay.
That's crazy.
I know, it was like a little curveball there, right?
Yeah, it was.
You were so sure it was
You were.
ozone.
When you said it's definitely not ozone, I was like, he's going to be surprised. You know who else is surprised? This poor little guy.
Little ducky.
He's not happy lately.
No.
Not even a little, right? So we were looking back through the data as Scott Hetzko helped out and came up with some of these numbers here. We had 2 days that had rain in July.
Wow.
Rain worth talking about. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the last 34 days, it's a top 30 dry stretch in Rochester history.
Graphic suggestion.
Yeah.
Let's go. What?
Nothing. He just wasn't done.
That's all right.
I don't
The
care.
complaint
I'm
department
interrupting.
is always open on Arc Rochester.
I think you need a dry one for the duck, so
Okay.
lose the umbrella. And like the duck is splashing like this, but it's just
Like
dust.
feet are on fire standing in a desert.
Yeah, or
kind of thing. Yeah.
I need water.
Like
something like that.
Like dust coming out of his mouth as he's dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can this be right? 11 inches of rain in May and June and less than 2 in
Yikes.
July and August.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
I mean, there's some
kinda crazy.
spots west of town that really have not had a significant rainfall in 6 weeks. I mean, you have to go back really to the last week of June since we had a widespread rainfall. Now, today's topic, obviously, that haze out there. Still some Canadian wildfire smoke, 105 for the AQI. Not quite as high as it was yesterday morning, although I will say it does. There's more of a scent in the atmosphere this morning than there was yesterday morning for some reason. 60 dew point out there, so that's something that you'll notice too in the coming days. But the air quality is still in that moderate to slightly unhealthy for sensitive group range. We talked about that a little bit more yesterday. Probably not going to impact you very much if you don't have asthma or some symptom related to what am I going for? Respiratory illness.
I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
Symptom related to breathing.
Yes, that's right. High pressure to our north is kind of putting a lid on the atmosphere, and it's been that scenario. That's Dexter, by the way. We'll say that one more time off the right-hand side of your screen. That replaced the previous storm that was there. I believe it was it Dorian 6 years ago. So every 6 years, as long as these storms don't get retired, they come back on the list. So we'll see Dexter again. 6 years from now, it's not doing anything there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Gulf forecast today has temps in the 70s. By 10 o'clock, get the clubs out. Looks like a great day. Temps in the mid-80s again this afternoon. We'll be back to the low 60s overnight tonight. You can pop the windows open again with that hazy sky. The moon is going to be that orangey color again. I don't know if you saw that this morning. Had that kind of interesting look to it, almost a Halloween look to it. Temps in the 80s to near 90 as far as the eye can see, and maybe by early next week we'll put some rain back in the forecast.
I was watering my pumpkin yesterday, and I put it in the ground. So I took it out of the pot, put it in the ground, and the water wasn't even soaking in. No. It was just sitting on top of it.
Just running around it. Our tree lilac in the front, I was out watering some of the other plants yesterday, and I looked at it, and the leaves are twisting. And that's when you know stuff is really starting to dry out, and it's not great. We could use some soaking rainfall. If we don't get one within the next week or so, we're probably going to be talking about drought next week.
Okay, here's what you need to do. Go to the neighbor's house, grab their hose, and just pull it across the street.
That helps on the bills at the end of the month?
It sure does.
Not necessarily not legal, but hey.
Legal schmeagle.
This is how it goes in the Schrack household.
Yeah, why not? Hey, coming up, a local organization is making space for mothers to focus on their well-being. We're going to find out more after the break. (9:10) this Tuesday morning, we're shining a light on a nonprofit devoted to serving families who care for some of the most vulnerable members of our community. David's Refuge provides support and resources, and soon they're giving moms a chance to relax at an upcoming retreat.
Yeah, joining us now to talk about the event and how it's helping moms, we have David's Refuge advisory member Ty Wright and David's Refuge guest Venetia Bennings. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
First, let's go over all of the amazing work that is done through David's Refuge.
Well, since we've branched out into Rochester, we've served over 1,000 caregivers and families. We host events like the Nourishing Moms this week, which is specifically for mothers. We also host respite weekends at the hotels where couples can get away for a whole weekend, 2 nights alone, connect with other community members in the same situation and share and bond.
Talk to us, if you will, about the importance of giving those caregivers a break. Far too often we think about a patient, we think about a child, we think about a circumstance, but the focus doesn't tend to be on the person who's putting in a lot of the work, and that takes so much effort, energy, and spirit on a daily basis. It's so important to give them time to breathe, right?
Yes, it's crucial. I always think about my life before David's Refuge and after. And when I look back on the mom that I was beforehand, it literally was me just going through the motions. This is what I thought life was of being a caregiver. And then her broker suggested, like, hey, have you ever heard of David's Refuge? And I was like, no. And I signed up, and my life after, it's been life-changing, because literally you go in and sometimes you get there and your brain is shut down, but you manage to get there and sit in the chair. And by the time they take care of everything, and by the time you're done with everything, you're feeling empowered and rejuvenated and refreshed, and you forget how much you need that to be a better caregiver for your child. And so it's so important.
What's that saying? You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes, you
Right.
can't. And sometimes you get in the habit. My life before David's Refuge, I was in the habit of pouring from an empty cup because there's no other option. You just keep going. And then I was telling her I at least try to hit up events 2 to 3 times a year. And every single time I leave and my cup is filled, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. This is beautiful. So they are the people who refill your cup up, even when you don't know that you need it.
That's beautiful.
That's really incredible. So talk to us about what we're doing here for moms.
So this event, Nourishing Moms, is offering moms like Benicia to get away for the evening. They can lay up in their hotel room and order room service if they want, or just relax, enjoy the grounds. The next day they have programming. I think you're making your own Zen gardens.
Yes.
We'll have some wellness sessions and hopefully some downtime to explore the grounds at the hotel, but really just bringing the moms together to share that bond and experience.
And I imagine that getting together with other moms going through similar situations, it's got to be a little bit of a therapeutic session, right? To discuss and kind of learn from their experiences and share your own.
Yes, it is massively cathartic. I mean, literally you walk in and because you live everyday life, and so many people don't fully 100% get what you're going through, and you walk into a room and you can know not a single person in there, and you sit down, and the next thing you know, you're seen, you're heard, you're understood. You start exchanging stories, and someone who was a stranger 20 minutes before is now someone that you're exchanging numbers with. It's someone you're vibing with, and it's just a positive thing. And some of the most wonderful women that I have met have been through David's Refuge, and I did not know that these type of women exist, and I have nothing but respect and unconditional love for them. They've changed my life. Some of them have said to me, I've changed their life, and I'm like, no, you've changed mine. They're just amazing moms, and that's part of what I'm looking forward to, being able to be selected for this, is meeting new moms and reconnecting with other moms that I've met. It's just a wonderful experience.
And I would imagine those relationships last after the weekend, after the hotel stay, after the first time you connect, and that you can lean on someone who knows what you're going through.
Yes. There's a wonderful woman that I met, and she and I will text at least 3 to 4 times a year. And she can just vent and unload, and everything that she vents, I get it. And it hits me in my heart because I just get it. And if I need her, the same thing is available. And so it just means so much. The relationship lasts, and you leave just feeling bonded. I don't know any other experience that I've had quite in my life relating to being a caregiver, where you can walk into a room full of strangers, leave, and feel bonded, and your heart opens up, because typically, it takes time to open up to strangers and feel vulnerable. But that's what this place is for. They think of everything that you're going to need, and it's a safe environment. It's comfortable, and that's one of the main things is when you're a caregiver and you're on go, sometimes comfort takes a back seat. And then you go in here and you sit, and the environment is just and comfortable and zen, and you're just like, oh, this is life.
You take a back seat, not just comfort. You caregivers take a
Yes.
back seat, and it is so important to take a couple of minutes and refuel your own tank before you can give any more help to anyone else. For somebody sitting at home right now who wants to learn more, wants to take part in the event, where do they go? How do they do that?
The Nourishing Mom event is not open to the public, but if you go to davidsrefuge.org, you can find different ways to either volunteer your services, donate to the cause, and join other committees that help promote awareness.
Very good.
Perfect.
Thank you both so much for coming in today, and thank you for sharing your story. We will put all of the information for David's Refuge over on foxrochester.com.
9:17 coming up. Veg Fest is happening this month. We're talking to a butcher who's gonna be there and learning more about his business.
We're back on the other side of the break. Welcome back. Later this month, Parcel 5 will play host to Veg Fest, an event highlighting Rochester's vegan community and the organizations that serve it. And one of those is Grass Fed, which is a vegan butcher shop.
Yeah, the business offers plant-based meat dishes. And joining us this morning is vegan butcher himself, Rob Knipe. Rob, thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you.
And quite honestly, bringing me lunch.
There you go. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Let's dive into the business first. You guys have a brick and mortar shop, and for somebody sitting at home who hears vegan butcher, isn't that a like jumbo shrimp?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. So we have a shop on Monroe Avenue in the Upper Monroe neighborhood. We've been doing it now for about 4 years. We get a lot of people that come in that are like, I see vegan, I see butcher, and I don't understand how that works together. Basically, we make vegan versions of meat. So we make it's seitan based, which if you're familiar, that's great. If you're not, basically it's taking flour and water, make a dough, rinse it under water, and you're rinsing out all the starch. And you're just left with the gluten and the protein. And that's basically what seitan is. We do stuff to it to make it actually taste good, but otherwise that's what we're looking at. And we like to think of ourselves as kind of like vegan training wheels, right? So I'm going to give you a product that's vegan, doesn't have any animal products in it, and it will remind you of the thing that it's replacing. So.
Wow. Okay, so that's really helpful for somebody who's considering making a transition into a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. You brought some food with you here today. What are we looking at?
So here are 3 sandwiches that we offer at the shop. These are also probably 3 that we're going to be offering at Veg Fest, which is coming up, which we'll talk about. We have our BLT&T, which is our bacon with sriracha mayo, lettuce, and tomato. We have our plain white tea, which is our seitan turkey with lettuce, tomato, and vegan mayo. And then my personal favorite, the take on salami, which is our peppered salami with vegan provolone, oil and vinegar, red onion, and lettuce and tomato.
Can I ask what kind of seasonings you put on seitan to make turkey flavored?
Sure. Yeah, it's a lot of it is making seitan essentially is like bread. So we use like onion powder, we use garlic powder, we've got miso in there, tofu for texture, a lot of various things.
How did you get your start in this? What was it that led you to wake up one day and say, I'm going to try and make my own seitan and make it like turkey, and then, cut to today.
Sure.
You've got the brick and mortar.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it was a Bruce Springsteen concert. My wife and I went. We had become vegan, and the next morning we woke up and it was a late night. We were just like, I wish I could go somewhere and get like a vegan breakfast sandwich. Like that's all I want. It's like a greasy on a roll. That's would be great. And I don't want sausage that tastes like apple. I don't want sausage that tastes like maple. I want it to be spicy. So I was like, okay, let me play around with a couple recipes, and I came up with one that I liked for spicy breakfast sausage. Made a tofu egg and put it on a roll with some vegan cheese, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And I was like, what else could I do? I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is outside of Philly. Philly cheesesteak is a thing that's near and dear to my heart, so I was like, can I make a Philly cheesesteak? And we worked on that for a little bit, and I did, and my wife is very happy because she's the beneficiary of eating this stuff. A lot of times on her birthday, she's like, cheesesteak time. So I'm like, okay, I'll make that for you. And we just kept on doing it, and we tested it out with some of our friends who weren't vegan, and they liked it, so we kind of thought we were onto something.
Fair enough.
That is really neat. I love that origin story.
Okay, I'm really hungry. Can we try these?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
You know what? I'm going to let you go for it, because every time we have food segments, I never...
You have to try one, though.
Okay.
Pick one. I'm trying that salami. Pass that right down here. Beautiful.
And what is this? This is the...
That's the BLT&T.
Okay. All right. So what is...
Look at this salami.
Okay. And this is like ciabatta?
Yeah, it's called a Storado roll, but it's essentially like a little fluffier.
Wow. Get an up-close, tight shot here.
Wow. That is really good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's got like some spice to it.
Yeah, the sriracha mayo on there is...
I like that a lot.
I didn't think neither of us can ask a question.
No, seriously. All right, so let's talk about Veg Fest.
I can take over.
Veg Fest. Yeah, you want to finish the show? We have a little over 30 minutes. So Veg Fest, tell us about it.
Sure. So Veg Fest went away for a while during the pandemic. Came back last year with a vengeance. It was great. Wonderful time in Parcel 5. Bunch of vegan vendors and people, activists, talking, forming a sense of community, which is really great. And this year it's going to be hopefully more of the same. So it's Sunday, August 24th, 10 to 4:30 at Parcel 5 again. We're going to be bringing these sandwiches, maybe a couple other surprises. We're going to see what we're going to work with, but there's going to be, again, just a really great time, a bunch of panelists, talkers. I believe we are going to be at on panel together. And yeah, we're hoping to see everybody come on out just to see what Rochester has.
It's going to be a blast. We'll post all of that information, plus information about grass-fed, the vegan butcher shop, on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning. Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
and
much.
for lunch.
Yeah. Hey, coming up after the break, we have a reporter recap.
Natalie Calzatoni has more on one of the top stories we've been following on the other side of the break. .28, thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridmann. A lot to get to coming up this morning, so we're going to jump right into a reporter recap. Rochester police have released body-worn camera video of officers fatally shooting a man in the city's 19th ward last week.
Our Natalie Calzatoni has the story, and we do want to warn you, some viewers might find this video disturbing.
As you can see in this body-worn camera video, 2 Rochester police officers arrive at the scene on Ernestine Street Thursday at 7:36 p.m. and attempt to stop a man later identified as 38-year-old Akintunde Campbell of Rochester. While no audio can be heard for the first 30 seconds of the video, one officer is seen grabbing a hold of Campbell, and as they begin grappling in a driveway, police say that's when Campbell reaches into the pocket of his hoodie and pulls out a handgun. The officer falls backwards, and Campbell walks away. Both officers draw their weapons as the audio for the body-worn cameras turns on.
What is in your hand? What you mean, what's in my hand? What's in your hand? What's in your hand? Put it down! Put it down, now! Put it down! Put it down now!
Police say both officers fired, striking Campbell multiple times.
223 shots fired.
Following the shots, officers continue to order Campbell to put the gun down.
Put the gun down! Put the gun down now!
They radio for EMS and slowly approach Campbell, tossing aside what police say was a loaded gun next to him. An officer puts Campbell in handcuffs as other RPD members arrive, and the video ends at 7:39 p.m. when medical aid is administered. RPD says EMS crews pronounced Campbell dead at the scene.
Natalie is here with more for us this morning. And Natalie, I want to talk first and to start this off about how this incident all began. This started with a series of calls made to 911.
Yes, correct. So Thursday night around 5:20 p.m., the first call came in for a suspicious person in the area of Ernestine Street. Officers responded. They couldn't locate anyone. About 3 more calls came in around 7-ish. Reporting that a person, a suspicious person in the area, a person wandering door to door, trying to get into an occupied vehicle in a driveway and sitting on the hood of a car. So officers responded, and that's ultimately where the body-worn camera video picks up.
Okay. And we saw the body-worn camera play out, and I imagine that it was pretty emotional for the officers involved. They have been placed on administrative leave, yes?
Yes.
And that is pretty routine, correct?
Yes. It is pretty routine, as it is for the Attorney General's office to look into it. With every incident where a law enforcement member, may have caused the death of someone, the Attorney General's office always looks into it. The two officers are on administrative leave, and RPD has an internal investigation as well in the incident.
Now, the internal investigation with RPD, why do they choose to release this body-worn camera footage when incidents like this happen?
I think it's just to be as transparent as possible with the public. You know, we all heard what happened, that someone was fatally shot by officers. I think seeing it is a whole other thing. Us being able to see what actually happened and transpired is, them being as transparent as possible, and that's what the chief had said at the press conference initially.
And the Police Locust Club has released a statement, yes, showing support to the officers. What ultimately did the Locust Club have to say?
Yeah, just showing support for the officers. I know they were saying that they didn't do anything wrong in this situation, saying that they had asked him to put down the gun and had gone by the training. That's ultimately what the Locust Club was saying. And we also have the Police Accountability Board looking into the incident as well, doing their own investigation. So a lot of different sides here weighing in on this.
And following up on that, for the Police Accountability Board, have they released any sort of statement thus far since that body-worn camera footage has been released?
Yes, they did release a statement yesterday saying that they're continuing the investigation.
Okay. So a lot of investigations underway between the Rochester Police Department, the Attorney General's office, the
PAB.
Yes, the Police Accountability Board. Thank you. And I guess what are we waiting for? What comes next here?
Yeah, I guess, just kind of an update to those investigations. We see the body-worn camera footage here. I'm sure there'll be people that will weigh in on it. And I think we actually have a bite from the chief if we wanted to play that. And
yeah, sure.
About what he had said initially.
I'd also like to reiterate, this is, although another day at work for the Rochester Police Department, this isn't something that, this is something these officers are going to live with for the rest of their lives. So, it's a human tragedy all the way around on many different levels.
Really is horrific, and I know that the police department does offer, support for their staff as part of this process. So hopefully that will, come into play.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Natalie, thanks for coming on today. We really appreciate it. If you would like to read Natalie's full story, you can find it over on 13wham.com.
9:34 this morning. Don't go far. We'll be back on the other side of the break. That's different.
I like that. That
Yeah.
was fun. Fun.
Interesting. Let's dive into some of the stories that are trending today and taking social media by storm.
We'll kick things off with a local story. The Rochester Nighthawks have been looking for a new owner for about a month now, and today we could find out who that new owner is.
Yeah, I've got a sneaking suspicion, though.
I do
The
too.
team is Rochester's lacrosse team. They play out of Blue Cross Arena. They've been teasing a major announcement happening at 10 o'clock this morning, just about 20 minutes from now.
Yeah, so on YouTube, there's a scheduled live stream from the Seneca Nation announcing the acquisition of the team.
So maybe it's the Seneca Nation?
Could be.
Who's taking over? I don't know. The Nighthawks were owned by Terry Pagula, who owns the Bills and, of course, the Sabres, but they turned over control to an Iowa-based company earlier this year.
That live stream is set for 10 o'clock on the Seneca Media and Communication Center YouTube. Our sports department says the team is expected to stay in Rochester, which is
That is
excellent
good news,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we, of course, will have more on this story later today on 13 WHAM News at midday.
And sticking to the world of sports, Bills fans who couldn't get tickets to training camp are getting an inside look starting tonight.
Oh, yeah. HBO's Hard Knocks series premieres this evening.
The episode could feature the Buffalo Plus team after general manager Brandon Beane joined them for an interview last week.
Yeah, you can see this setup in this video, like the Buffalo Plus team being there for their podcast. Okay, I get one camera guy, but all of this?
Look at it all.
Yeah, that podcast, of course, is on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. You can check it out there right now.
Sorry, I was too busy looking
That's
at
okay.
the cameras.
The episode of Hard Knocks airs on HBO tonight at
Yes.
9 o'clock. And then I'm sure you can stream it on Max or HBO Max or
Whatever its name is
whatever
now.
it's called.
Yeah, episodes air every Tuesday until September 2nd.
Love it. The Bills' first preseason game is this Saturday, 1 o'clock against the New York Giants.
Wow, the New Jersey Giants, if you will.
Yeah, well, of course, but
I don't know. it's
I
just what
I got to give them their proper
I got
name.
it. I got it.
First
It's
go
fine.
around.
It'll mark the last first game of the season at Highmark Stadium.
Aw,
I know.
there's going to be a lot of last firsts this
know.
season for them.
That's good. You know,
Or first last.
it's going to be an emotional season, without a doubt. And hear
Sure.
me out here. Let's say the Bills go to the Super Bowl, they win the Super Bowl, and now they're gonna go to a new stadium. Can you imagine like the superstition surrounding that? That would be crazy, right?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a good thing all around.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a good
million
thing all
percent.
around.
I know. I'm
I do.
just posing hypotheticals. here.
Yeah. Well, and you're not the only one. I'm sure there's a bajillion of them out there right now.
Yeah.
All right. If today seems like it's dragging for, this seems like it's perfect for us. If today seems like it's dragging, the good news is it is actually predicted to be shorter than 24 hours.
Okay. So scientists believe today will be more than 1 millisecond shorter than the normal length.
Okay, according to researchers, the Earth is spinning faster, likely due to changes in the Earth's magnetic core and atmospheric influence. Mark is nearly just fell out of his chair.
Shorter.
'cause he wanted to spin.
Shorter days have happened a few times this year. The shortest so far was July 10th.
Ooh, the shortest ever was July 5th of last year. How short was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, well, the discrepancies are minuscule and they could eventually impact computers, satellites, and other things that rely on precise timekeeping. Like the
Okay,
news.
just like the year 2000's coming, and oh boy.
Gosh, how will the computers know what to do?
Oh, good. Listen, we had a stockpile in the basement. I
Did you really?
made sure my family was ready.
Oh, my family had a party.
We had a party too, of course.
Okay.
But I did all the prep work for the year 1999. I was a busy bee.
What did you have in your stockpile?
Oh my!
Cheez-Its and candy.
Canned food, water.
Yeah.
You name it, we had it.
Yeah.
Dry goods.
Wow.
I was legit. I took it seriously.
I believe.
I did. Because all the computers, they weren't going to know what day it was. We're going to lose everything.
When else was it? Was it 2012, 2013?
Yeah, that was when the Mayan calendar or something said
Yeah,
that
I
the
can't
world was going to end or something. I don't know. But if you follow any of those people who make those predictions now, our calculation was off. It's going to be next week at this time.
Yep.
And then their calculation will be off again. And then the date just keeps moving. All right, moving on. An Oscar-nominated film is being used to scare animals.
Okay, so you may remember a scene from the 2019 film Marriage Story.
Yeah, Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson, they went viral for this scene where the two of them are fighting. Great movie, by the by.
Okay, the scene is now being used by the Department of Agriculture to scare wolves away from cattle herds in the western U.S.
Because they yell so loud in this. I feel like they could have probably licensed my voice for a lot less.
Definitely, yeah.
A lot less. According to the Wall Street Journal, audio from this scene is among the clips being blasted by drones.
The USDA says it's to show wolves that humans are bad.
Ooh.
Scary.
Our next story is coming to us from Canada. Our sister station in Portland, Oregon says an incident involving a fish and an osprey left a Canadian town in the dark last week.
All right. The fire department was called to a landscape fire on July 30th. Investigators say the cause of the fire was a fish.
How?
I'll tell you how. It had been dropped by an osprey onto a hydro line, causing embers to fall onto dry grass below.
Representatives of the fire district had a little fun on social media. Take a look at this. They said, we do suspect by the size of the fish and the heat of the day probably caused the rather tired bird to drop its catch. Or another suspicion could be that it's tired of raw fish and wanted to give cooked fish a try. Ha, 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 ha.
There you go. No sushi for them.
You know what, though? The neighbors aren't laughing because they're not reading this, because they're in the dark without power.
Later on, the fire department said the suspect had been caught and is being held in custody for questioning.
Ooh.
The judge had not granted bail as the suspect poses an extreme flight risk. You get it?
Yeah,
You get it.
I get it. Sticking with the reptilian theme, a 5-foot-long lizard that spends 2 weeks on the lam, maybe, in Massachusetts, is back in custody.
Well, his name is Goose, and he's an illegally owned reptile that escaped from his home in a town called Webster in July.
He traveled about 5 miles, crossing into Connecticut, and then went back to Massachusetts, crossing state lines.
Authorities used eggs and chicken as bait. A group called Rainforest Reptile Shows is now looking after Goose.
His previous owners will be cited because they did not have a permit to own him. How do you like that?
Poor guy. Hey, much more to come this morning on ARC Rochester. We're back after this. Welcome back. Another check of our forecast on this Tuesday. Meteorologist McLean is with us now. Yeah. And more wildfire smoke out there.
Yeah, wildfire smoke, and local photographer Larry Teddemore. He contributes a lot on Facebook, puts a lot of pictures out there. And check out this view. This was phenomenal last night. He put his drone up in the air. And this was near Paper Mill Road in Avon.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
It is.
It's incredible. And you get the 360 view. And obviously there's a health aspect to this for some folks. But there's also this aspect. When you see the moon out there and you see the sun hazy like that, it does make for some pretty dramatic pictures there. And if you do have photos, not only of wildfires, we like to share photos of the pups. We do our Muddy Paws forecast. You can chime in. You can share your weather photos with us, your doggy pics, whatever you have there. We like to see what you're out and about and doing. It's a hazy sky, not quite the haze that we had yesterday morning. The AQI is up a little bit from where it was last hour, now up to 107. It was at 105. So when we walked in this morning, it actually smelled a little bit like a campfire.
I still need to go out and check it out.
They're going to let us out of here in 10 minutes.
Yeah, in 10 minutes you get your break, right? But the surface smoke, it kind of ebbs and flows. It's going to stick around today. It's going to stick around a little bit tonight. But you see those colors softening up a little bit on your screen. So I think through time, and it's probably going to take another couple of days, we'll start to see a little bit of an improvement there. And this is one spot where this may help a little bit. It does knock the UV index down a little bit. We're down to a 5 today. Yesterday was at a 7, and some of that is because of that particle in the atmosphere. But low to mid 80s again today. It's a summer lover's day out there. A bit smoky again with that hazy sunshine. Tonight we'll drop back to the low 60s. And the extended forecast for us keeps us in the 80s, mid 80s by Thursday, upper 80s by Friday. And temps possibly back in that 90-degree range by the weekend. If we do get to 90 again, it would be the 9th time so far this season. Typical season in Rochester would have 9 days in the 90s, so a little bit above average.
We need to go above and beyond.
We do, right?
Here's what I find interesting. Sure. 67 degrees.
Yeah.
The temp right now at the Rochester airport.
Yes.
Here we are, nearly 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
In the beginning of August.
Yep.
Not typically higher, right?
It's 62 is our normal low, 82 is the normal high. It's going up a little bit more slowly than it has recently. We'll get the next observation, and it'll probably be in the low 70s at that point. But it's that time of the year you start to notice it a little bit. You start to notice the creep, and the afternoon temps are a little bit lower. I'm not throwing the towel in on this, right?
Okay.
We got 6 more weeks of solid summer weather, but you do start to notice the shorter day this time of the year, and some of that goes with it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, just thinking about back to school and all of that. Well, I'm sorry. The reality is we're going to have to start planning.
I'm thinking of sunflowers.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yep.
Put a post up on Facebook. How tall is the tallest sunflower ever in the United States? What was your guess?
Well, I said I would believe a 13-foot sunflower.
Okay.
But a 15-foot sunflower, nope.
Okay.
I'll go with 15, sure.
15? How about 27 feet?
What? Where?
You gotta see it to believe it. Ohio.
Are we going to show it?
Ohio.
Yeah, we'll show it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Arc Rochester tomorrow.
Join us.
Yeah. Hey, stick around. On the other side of the break, our final thoughts.
We're back.
I've got more sandwich to eat.
Yeah, we're back after this.
sticking with us.
How is it?
This is sandwich.
Is that-
No, this is the second one.
The second, okay. There was three.
I gave away the third one.
You did. Okay.
How is the third?
It's really good. It's really good.
See? Talk amongst yourselves.
It did look good.
Veg Fest. That's
Veg
why
Fest.
Dan is eating 2 sandwiches right now.
Boy, we had
is that
veggies
the
last
BLT?
night. No.
It's the
The
salami.
peppered salami.
Remember when you used to be so mean to Sam Carter for talking while eating?
For chewing with his mouth open, not talking while
that's
eating.
right. That's right.
All right. Sorry. Forgive me. Okay, so good morning, fun morning. We had Veg Fest on. We talked all things vegan butcher.
Delicious.
Obviously, great sandwiches there. What else do we do? We had amazing people on from David's Refuge talking about how they're giving moms a little bit of a break with a special moms retreat that is coming up. And,
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers
yes.
are awesome. Love sunflowers. By the way, sunflowers, one of those plants that you can put under a black walnut and will thrive.
Oh, okay.
Good to know if you have a black walnut tree, right?
Absolutely.
It's got some hormones in the roots that
It'll kill everything.
a lot.
That's why everything dies.
Yeah. Sunflowers take
It's got
toxins
nothing
out
to
of the
do
soil.
with your brown thumbs. Nothing. The place is called Grass-Fed, the Vegan Butcher Shop. You got to check it out. That does it for us here on Fox Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning, starting at 4:57. We're over on
13 Wham ABC.
That's right.
Much more live local news coming up later today for 13 Wham News at midday. We'll see you then.
Bye.